know where your man is. We didn't see which way he went, girl.
Yeah, that way.
This is my shawty. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. This is my shawty. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. This is my shawty. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. This is my shawty. This is my shawty. This is my shawty.
Hey YouTube, it is Bree Hall and I'm back with another video. So I am finally, after all these years of not going with a wave, with a trend, with something, you guys have requested story times forever, and I just figured, like, all right, not going with the wave or the trend is one thing, but then once your followers really want you to do something, then it's kind of like, okay, all right guys, your request is my command. So I'm about to give you guys a very interesting story. Lord, I might need to get a little cup of tea or something for this one, because this one's a little bit crazy. I know I said on Twitter that I was going to do a police story, which was pretty crazy as well. And if this video gets to, let's make it challenging, 25,000 likes, then I will do that police story. Or whatever story you guys want. My life is crazy. My life is real life, like bananas. I don't know why I always get into these crazy situations, but it just kind of happens. So, this story takes place back in what year was that? Oh yeah, this was my freshman year of high school. Oh my god. So it feels like yesterday though, because it's still just irks my soul. But yeah, I was a freshman in high school. I went to like a predominantly black high school and all that stuff. And basically, I was on the tennis team. I was a young athlete or whatever, so just keep that in mind for the rest of the story, because that's gonna play into my competitive spirit. With being an athlete, you have to be competitive. I was in martial arts, I was in all these different sports growing up, so I just naturally have this competitive spirit. So basically this story is about the time I played the player. How did this even come about? To give you guys a really good story, I have to give you guys the background info, okay? So, long story short, for those of you who know, I'm Jamaican, so I came from a strict household with my mommy. And my mom always had this rule since I was really young that I could not date until I was 16. And at the time, it used to it used to hurt my soul, because there'd be like a guy that everybody likes, or just a guy that I like, and he'd like me back, and I just couldn't. Like, there's nothing I can do for you, sir. Like, we can't go out on a date. We can't do anything. I'm not allowed to date. So we'd essentially literally just be friends, getting to know each other. That's all I could do. And I'd watch them get in relationships and be like, it's supposed to be me. Knowing that, I entered high school as a freshman, and that was when it got really challenging, because everybody and their mother was dating. There was just drama to the left, drama to the right, drama front, center, back, all that. So basically, what I liked about not being able to date till I was 16 is that I could literally grab my drink, grab my popcorn, and watch everybody's relationships just blow up and go into turmoil. Like, literally, I learned so much just by watching other people succeed and fail in relationships, which I think really helped, because my first relationship ended up being pretty long. I'm on the tennis team at this point, and there's this boy. So we're going to name him, oh, this is hard. I always wondered how people kept up with the names in story times when they change them. So we're gonna call this character slash guy, we're gonna call him Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Kevin was on the tennis team with me, and we both played side by side, whatever. And growing up, I was also like that tomboy person as well. So I had a lot of guy friends, completely all platonic, but it's just because I grew up with brothers, and I had a lot of male figures in my life, like, from, playing basketball and all that. I had these male coaches. So naturally, me and Kevin were really cool. Like, we, got along very well, but I also knew in the heart of hearts, y'all, that Kevin wasn't. I knew this. So in the story, you're gonna be like, but you knew that he wasn't, but you, we've all been there, okay? We have all been there. I have since been delivered from that mindset.
I am delivered!
I already knew that Kevin was a boy, okay? And here's how I knew. So we would have these after school practices, right? But the school would let us out of class a lot of the times a little bit early to go to practice and matches and all that for the tennis team, right? So I would literally see Kevin at work. So he would have this one girl, we'd see him walk into the woods with her, and just disappeared. And then Kevin had a girlfriend who was on the cheerleading team. And she would come by the fences of the tennis courts and be like, have y'all seen Kevin? Have y'all seen Kevin? Da, da, da. We need to give her a name too. Let's call her Kevin's girlfriend on the cheerleading team. We're gonna call her Jennifer. Jennifer.
First girl that I love, first girl that I heard.
So Jennifer would come to tennis practice every day looking for Kevin. She'd be like, where in the blinds of the tennis court, like, where is Kevin? I don't see him. He's supposed to be at practice right now. You know, I gotta put a little neck roll in there, get a little sassy because, you know, it was at a predominantly black school. So, you know, Jennifer was popping off. She's like, where is my man? And you know, us on the team, we wasn't shit either. We'd be like, you know, like pointing towards the, I don't know, Jennifer. I don't know where your man is. We didn't see which way he went, girl.
Yeah, that way.
So, like, he just been MIA. Like, we used to feel so bad for Jennifer. Like, Kevin would have all these people. I think at that time I had a little NV3, the little flip open jump for texting and stuff. So yeah, we'd be texting, you know, every day type shit, like just on some friendly, we're friends. And basically he would tell me, he's like, yo, I got 3 girlfriends. And I was like, ooh, Kevin, you messy, fam. You so messy. He told me he also had another girlfriend at a different school that was like one of our rival high schools, and I'm just like, oh, they just watching from the sidelines, y'all, right? But through all of this happening, like, me and Kevin were just getting cooler and cooler. We were just friends. At tennis practice every single day, we would hit around. We'd be like, all right, like, let's warm up before practice starts or whatever, and we just like going in, just going in. Like literally just going for it. So just imagine that, right? And then also I walked home from school a lot. So sometimes, like after school, before he had to get on his bus or whatever, Kevin would go with me to the ice cream shop, you know, get on his bus or whatever, or meet up with Jennifer. So he would meet up with one of the girls. And that's how things went for a few months, right? But, you know, as things happen, with some friendships, feelings eventually start to arise. I could tell that Kevin was starting to kind of feel your girl, kind of feel me or whatever, you know? And also Kevin was a junior and I was a freshman. I don't know if you guys know, in high school, sometimes there's kind of like this mysterious allure of upper class. At practice, Kevin used to play with his shirt off. That's one thing that started to blow me, is because he knew he had this ridiculous 8-pack. We'd be still on that friendly stuff we were on, like just completely platonic, but he started doing little subtle things to just like poke at me, like poke fun at me. Once it started getting warm, we started getting into our spring season, Kevin would just like be like, hey, you want to warm up? And I'd be like, yeah. And then he would literally be like, all right, cool, and just take off his shirt and then literally start rubbing sunscreen and oil on his body and be like, all right, let's go. And then he would like look at me, peep me a little bit, and I'm just like, I peep what you're doing, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
You know, I said, okay, I can't date, so keep the chocolate away from me.
Chocolate!
I was trying to be so good, right? Weeks and weeks of this go by. At this point also, Kevin is out of his relationship with Jennifer. When he started poking fun with me, that's around the time that I started seeing Jennifer a little bit less. She was just kind of out of the picture completely, right? And then the other girl that he was used to be around a lot, started seeing her less. I didn't see him walking around school with anybody at all. Hadn't heard much about the girlfriend from the other school. So basically everything girl-wise for Kevin had just completely seemed to die down, and he just was giving me so much attention. Like when you're that friend, sometimes you feel like you have that leg up. I mean, these were just some randoms, you know what I mean? These were just girls that he didn't really care about, but we built this friendship. He cares about me. That's that naive like high school mindset, right? During the weeks and weeks and weeks after I stopped seeing the girls, hearing about them, all that, he would flirt with me. I kind of like block it a little bit. But after so many weeks of that flirting going on, then eventually, like, you know, I was catching feelings. He was attractive, you know, he at this time appeared single, all that stuff. So I was like, all right, so I started flirting back a little bit. And then in the back of my head, I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Like, you're not even allowed to date. Like, he knew I couldn't date. It was like a running joke with us, right? So at this point, we're in that talking phase, you know what I mean? And then it was almost decided, like, okay, if it should come to a point where we really, really think that like we really are feeling each other beyond this talking phase, we'll date, but we'll just have to keep it on the super duper low. And literally what I know a lot of people did in high school, just like not tell their parents or whatever that they have a boyfriend and literally just keep it at school. Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm really starting to like you, Kevin. Like, like I really kind of was getting into that relationship-y feeling. You know, we're talking every day, hours a day, seeing each other every day at practice. But like, of course, me not being able to date, it just, I really felt weird putting a title on anything. But we were getting to that relationship-y phase, right? So then, this is where the story gets up, y'all. This is where everything just goes so bad. I just hated eating in the cafeteria with everybody. So I was like, it's whatever. So during the time I would normally be at lunch, we had A, B, C, and D lunch at my school because we had like a lot of people. So it was like, I think it was like B lunch or whatever that I had, right? And I'm sitting in the cafeteria for a second, and then I just decide, I'm like, I don't feel like eating here today. So me and one of my homegirls at the time, we're gonna call her, dang, I was about to give her a name that actually is the name of one of my other homegirls. Let me see. I'm gonna call this homegirl Lisa, all right? So me and Lisa were coming from the lunchroom. We walking down the giant hallway in the school building, right? We walking, ha ha, hee hee, girl, yes, da 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 da, whoop-de whoop, doop-de doop, all that. We talking, and then we hit this corner right here. Like, we literally go, this is the lunchroom, we're coming from here from the lunchroom. We turn down this main like hallway where classes are, and then there's this corner right here where lockers are and classrooms. We get to the edge of this corner, right? And I see Kevin. I see him pressed up on a locker, tonguing down, making out with Jennifer. Damn! He all up on her. I mean, when I say y'all, hand against the locker, just going in on Jennifer, right? And I was like, my homegirl Lisa was like, oh, what you about to do? Like, she ready to kirk on my behalf. And I was like, shh. I was telling her, be quiet, simmer down, I got this, Lisa, don't even worry about it. So I pulled Lisa, I'm like, no. Because Lisa was about to go up to him and be like, what the f is wrong with you, Kevin? What's good, Kevin? How you feeling, Kevin? But I said, no, Lisa, back it up.
Get up, back it up.
She's like, what are you doing? Like, you're not gonna say something? And then Lisa's like, how, bro? How are you gonna handle it? Yeah, give me some time. Like, forget about this for a little bit. Let's not talk about it. And then when the time is right, I will tell you how I handle it, okay? She was just looking at me like, girl, you're crazy. I don't know, but I respect it, whatever. So me and Lisa go take an alternate route to where we were gonna go to skip lunch. I feel like I'm a little sick because I'm a Gemini, so I'm able to like literally sometimes compartmentalize or like turn off emotion and on emotion when I need to work and stuff. So I just decided, all right, I have to turn off my anger, my feelings of like, damn, like Kevin, you real life ain't like, I mean, I should have seen this coming, but I realized, I was like, oh, I'm different, yeah, I'm different. I pull up to the scene with myself, and I was different, but y'all will hear it at the end of the story. So yeah, we go to tennis practice, and I should have won an Oscar, several Oscars for the performances at which I endured during this time, all right? I am at practice and I'm just flirting with Kevin, googly eyes for Kevin, and I'm just laying it on hard. And me and Kevin are flirting through text. Me and Kevin are talking, having these late night phone calls where we're just like, blase, da 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 da, yeah, like, so cute, you so this, you so fine, boy, like, So I was just enhancing and playing upon those feelings. And basically I did that for 2 weeks. 2 weeks of like, and then I decided for those 2 weeks I was going to go about my schedule as planned so that I wouldn't catch Kevin again doing whatever Kevin was thinking that he was being slick doing. I decided, nah, I want him to think that I'm going about my usual schedule, doing everything the way I would normally do it, and I'm gonna sacrifice this little bit of time. But then the 2-week mark hits and I'm like, no, can't do this anymore. I really can't. My little switch was starting to like shake. It was like, all right, I can only turn off the anger, but for so much, because Kevin was really in my ear telling me how much he cared about me and how I was like one of his closest friends and how like he just saw so much, right? I call up Kevin the night before school and I say, hey Kevin, I have to get my hotline with him. I was like, hey Kevin, yeah, there's something really important like I want to talk to you about really soon, but I just want to do it in person because I don't want to do it over the phone. You know, I just really want to talk to you. And then Kevin's like, oh, like at first he sounded nervous, like, oh, is it bad? You know how guys be doing like when they actually move in shiesty, like he was like, oh, is it bad? Like, what's going on? And I was like, Kevin, no, Kevin, no, it's really good. I think you're gonna be really happy when you hear it, and like, I'm excited to tell you, and it's just really good news and blah, 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 right? So then he's like, okay, word. And he was like, when do you want to talk about it in person? I'm like, can we meet before school starts? Because you guys know I walk to school and sometimes Kevin gets rides to school, whatever. So he was like, yeah, he arranged to get to school early before his classes and all that stuff. And we're like, yeah, we're gonna meet by the gym, by the vending machines. And I'm like, cool, all right, babe, thanks, bye, okay? So I get off the phone. Yes, I walk and I'm just thinking about everything, just gearing up while I'm walking to school. Get to the gymnasium and buy the vending machines, and guess who I see waiting there patiently, you know, on their phone or whatever, just waiting? It's Kevin. Kevin's like, oh, puts his phone away and he's like, hey, and he sees me and he's just smiling ear to ear and he just like hugs me up real tight, right? And then I was like, hey, and I hug him tight back. I was like, And that's the funny thing, me and Kevin hadn't even kissed. We was literally like talking, getting to know each other. And I was rubbing his hands and I'm like, telling him, I said, oh gosh, me, Oscar performance, me. Okay, I was like, you know, I'm really feeling you and I just really like where this is going. And I know I'm not allowed to date until I'm 16, but I'm willing to, you know what I mean, work around that if you're willing to work around it as well. It might be a little difficult at times because, you know, I won't be able to move the same way that like someone who's older may, but I'm just really into you and you're like, you're my friend and I just really like you and da da da. And I just pour my heart out to Kevin, right? And when I say, y'all, that Kevin was cheesing, like the biggest cheese, and he was like, looked like he was about to cry. And he was like, for real? Like, da 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 da. And he was like, oh my God, I feel the same way, blah, 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 right? All that. And then I literally, Kevin goes in, he grabs my face, whatever, and he goes in to like, try to like kiss me, whatever. And then I take his hand away so he can't like grip my face. And I move it and I whisper in his ear, that was good, wasn't it? Boom! Yeah, that's what I would have said if I hadn't seen you 2 weeks ago pinned up against Jennifer in the hallway. Bam! But after that, I realized that I could never date you. Bada bop, boom. But at least now you know what it feels like to get played by someone you thought you could trust. Pow! Have a nice day, Kevin. I literally just like pulled away from him. And then I grabbed my backpack and I was like, ah, and I just walked to class. I didn't say anything else after that. I literally just walked. And then I just remember, it was a long ass hallway, right? And I just like get to the end of the hallway and as I have to turn to get into a stairwell. So of course, as I turn, I look to the right and I just see Kevin standing there like,
congratulations, you played yourself.
Speechless, like he just standing there dumbfounded, like he does not know what to do. He is frozen in time. I get to tennis practice that day and Kevin's, you know, playing the sympathy card like, you know, like I have my racket, I'm ready to warm up, and he's like, you know, I understand if you don't want to warm up with me today. And I'm like, I'm just happy because I'm like, why would I want to do that? Come on, grab the racket. And I'm just acting normal as I don't know what. And I was feeling normal because I honestly was genuinely happy that I had dodged a bullet. I was like, man, I feel good, because imagine if I actually caught feelings, girl. I just need to go drink some water, dodge the fuckboy today. grades looking popping. I'm about to be getting the honor roll, 4.0, you feel me? Like, I was feeling luxurious. So I just continued treating Kevin normally, and Kevin tried a lot of times to really win me back. I just ignored Kevin basically until Kevin graduated, and by the time he was graduating, I got me a man or whatever. And yeah, that's what happened. And then status update, Kevin actually DM'd me when I was even in college, inviting me to something. Kevin apologized, all that stuff. Even, you know, and college was like years later, so I know that, you know, Kevin probably had never really experienced that happening to him, and I'm happy I was the one to be able to teach Kevin that it's not okay. And maybe he continued to be a player after this or not, I don't know, but I just know I left that situation like feeling fabulous. So that is the story time about when I played a player. So if you guys have any similar stories about when you, you know, got back at someone or like pulled the little okie doke 1-2 on someone, I would love to read those in the comments, guys, because I just find stories so entertaining and funny, because it's a way to, because it's a way to show that we all relate and we're all kind of similar in our like growing up process, the growing pains. We all go through that. One person that tries to play us, or maybe more, you know. And we all go through different things. So I think it's just fun and lighthearted to share stuff like this, to let you guys know that I've been there too. I've had someone even like me, bruh. Must have lost your damn mind. Right? No, just kidding. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you want more story times, give this video a thumbs up to let me know that you enjoyed this story and you want some more tea on Bree and all that good stuff. Alright, love you guys, peace out, and gang gang.
Gang, gang.